Neil Watkins from Eco Crops is our venture along with many growers, over 100 growers with us, growing many perennial wood crops, and also lots of end markets that we provide into, so animal bedding, mulch, chip, biomass, heat, and heat logs and briquettes and things like that, and a few other things in between. So today we've come to, it's a very exciting day, we've come to collect our new forage harvester, the FR 780, and our tractors, and it's very exciting from Lloyd's. We've been a lot of months actually putting all this together with the Lloyd's engineers. Another engineer called Chris has been phenomenal. Jimmy and Joe, the engineers at Lloyd's, have just been so supportive and put in many a long hour. And John, the principal here, just been just bloody fantastic, if I'm allowed to say that. Helpful, going the extra mile for us. And I think just seeing what we need, it's very bespoke. What we do, we're in and out, we're silaging young shrubs, trees really, and then we're doing a few other things in between. So it's quite a bespoke bit of kit that we need. So that extra support and extra help, it has been valuable really.
I'm John Marson from Dealer Principal at Lloyd Ltd Carlisle. We'd just like to say that we're proud to be involved with this project. We have the FR forager behind us, which we have customised bespoke builds with the SB130 coppice header on the front. We've done our engineers, we have Master Techs foragers, we have James Willow, Joe Dixon and Adam as well, helping them out. They've had a help from Chris Folder, who's done a lot of the bespoke fabrication work, which he's done an absolutely fantastic job. He has pulled out all the stops to pull this together. Exciting project for us here at Lloyd Carlisle. It's something different, and it is looking forward to seeing out in the field. We've got it all completed to a tight time scale, but the team's all come together. A massive thank you to everyone involved to pull this together, get it to this stage, and hopefully we'll get it out in the field in the next few days and we'll see a bit more of it in action.
So we'll come on farm and see where planting willow is most appropriate for the farm system to benefit the farm's income or potentially benefit the farm with their own products, that sort of thing. And then we'll go through the feasibility stage, then we'll go through planting, then crop management, and then every 3 years we would do a harvest. So it regrows, and then from that back end we then make products out of that. So whether it's an animal bedding product on farms, or heat logs, briquettes for selling into the public domain, for wood stoves, pizza ovens, that sort of thing. Or it could well be biomass heating on the farm, so the farm biomass boiler producing heat. Or garden mulch is another product that we produce. So right from the beginning, planting, crop management, harvesting, and then end market products, all produced, farmed in the UK, supporting local farmers. So with the bedding, what we do is we keep all the fines in there because that's part of the comfort. The chip is very uniformed, it's all under 30 mil. We can chop it smaller if it's dedicated crop to bedding or local, and we do have a lot of farms that are interested in now growing it for their own use, so not for us to sell off into the wider market. So we can do both. We can sell 50% of this and then keep 50% on the farm. Or we can sell it all and we can be involved in as little or as much as people want us to be on the crop management side as well. So you can see the chip's very uniform. It comes as a nice white chip. You'll see in the poster it all looks white when it's freshly harvested, and very quickly it turns brown like an apple. So the chip's still there, the quality of chip there, just browns off nicely. So don't be too fussed about colours and looks. It's more if it's comfortable for the cattle and the herd, you know, whether that's sheep, pigs, dairy, beef, and any other animal that you think needs a bit of comfortable bedding. So I met Ian in our farmers discussion group one evening, and he came to talk, and we got chatting with a couple of beers, or maybe 1.5 beers at the end, and we talked about bedding. And I've travelled a lot looking at perennial wood crops and farmed all around the globe, really, from Canada to Scandinavia. Scandinavia have been using willow chip for bedding with dairy for a long time, and they've mixed it with lime or they've mixed it with straw. And I said to Ian, do you think this could work in the UK? Is it a benefit? And Ian's very knowledgeable. Obviously, got a fantastic dairy farm here. So I said, would he mind seeing if it worked? And so he's been using willow chip for about a year now for sheep and for his dairy, for his dry herd. And then we've been experimenting with willow chip just on its own, or willow chip with a big thick bed of willow chip with straw on top, and then seeing if straw would last longer. And it's interesting because now the price of straw is going a bit silly. And so if we can help farmers use less straw, still use straw as the top part, but use willow chip underneath to drain through. We know the willow chip is comfortable. We've seen that dairy guys laying just on willow chip on its own, so we know that's okay. And then I think combining with straw, it's double benefit really, and hopefully saving some costs. The other thing that's really important with the chip is it breaks down really well into the soil and doesn't acidify the soil when you're spreading it afterwards. So that's quite key. But the most important thing is the comfort of the herd and the little calves right through, to the mums.
So I am Ian Bowness, a dairy farmer from near Spatria. And last year I started to use willow chip as a bedding for both my dairy cattle and for calves and for the sheep to lamb. Has a lot of benefits. It's quite antibacterial. It doesn't heat up the same as straw. So I thought we'd sort of give it a go. Saw Neil at Lowes Water Show and got a load sent. The first thing that struck me was the sheer volume that you actually get for your money. It doesn't have to be processed again because obviously it's already chopped. And so we just started to use it. We tended to put it in probably sort of 1 foot 18 inches deep in the pens for the sort of dry cows, in-calf heifers. Leave it in for a certain length of time, just depends on how fast it sort of appears to go dirty or how much build up of sort of manure you're getting amongst it. And then after that we tend to just bed with straw on top of it. And what we find with that is that the straw lasts a lot longer because it's not as wet. The moisture, any water drains through the chip, and so the straw stays drier, and so you get more out of your straw on top of it. And then of course when you come to clean the shed out, the chip ends up mixed in amongst the straw and midden it up and then just spread it as you would normally. This year also then we lambed the sheep on it, and literally just put sort of 6 inches across the shed, put the sheep in, and they were absolutely fine. They didn't it didn't wrap around the feet. It stays clean. It doesn't heat up the same as you do with straw. So yeah, that seemed to work really well. And of course the big interest this coming 12 months is going to be the fact that the straw price or straw availability, never mind price, could be quite challenging, given the way that the crops have been, the winter crops have been, and given the fact that people then haven't necessarily sown spring crops and they've just put it into SFI, and all these sort of things are actually going to have a knock-on effect on the availability of straw. So we've seen this as a good alternative. and it's certainly done a job for us. Yeah, it isn't sharp. You sort of think, ooh, will it be uncomfortable? Will it be prickly? Will it affect the feet? Will it maybe? Doesn't seem to have any of those sort of issues. I've used a variety of different bedding products in the past. Some of the sort of sawdust, the very fine dusts, aren't good for animal or human. Some of the papers need replenishing that often. They go quite wet, and you're constantly cleaning them out and bedding them down. But we don't seem to get that. You don't have that same problem with the chip. So it's worked well from that point of view. So Neil has been involved in the willow growing and production and chipping for probably as long as I can remember from his early days. He knows the job inside out. He really has an understanding of how to get the most out of a willow crop. And yeah, if he's always there on the end of the phone if you wanted anything. Yeah, it's always good to be dealing with somebody that understands what it is that you're talking about.
Come and see us on the website, ecocrops.co.uk, because you'll see all the services that we offer, planting, crop management, harvesting, and then you'll see the end products that we offer, and a few other things in between. And then if not, email myself, neil.watkins@ecocrops.co.uk, or you could give me a call, 07307 494848. You'll find me one way or another, or via the social media avenues. But give us a call, shoot us an email if they want to try something. Just have a chat, generally what it's all about. I can introduce them to other growers if they're not sure about growing the willow, or I can introduce them to other farmers that are using the animal bedding for finding out and investigating, seeing what works and what doesn't. And we'll give you the good, the bad, and the ugly, and there'll be an openness and transparency about what we do. Come and see us. We're planting in spring, but we plan a year before. So if anybody wants to plant spring 25 and plant the willow crops for sheep grazing, shelter, natural flood management, soil or bedding, come and see us now, because we're getting to the end of ordering those cutting material for producing through the winter period, and then that'll get planted in spring. It goes into cold storage and planted in spring 25. Or see us now planting spring 26. That's the planting. Harvesting, the guys are all ready out there harvesting, looking at sites to do, so get in touch if you want your willow crop harvested. We've got the new FR780, watch this space, and we're really excited, just want to get that machine going. It's some machine, and there's a few new things on this machine now, so it'll be quite exciting to see them working well.